We hear about AI breakthroughs almost daily, but what's the real endgame here? Is it just about getting smarter apps, or are we talking about something much, much bigger? I want you to think of it like a ladder. We're on the first few rungs right now, but the top? Well, it disappears right into the clouds. In this explainer, we're going to climb that ladder, from the AI that's already in your pocket to a potential future that could redefine, well, everything.
And look, this isn't just some late-night speculation. AI pioneer Yoshua Bengio himself is urging us to take these scenarios seriously. What he's saying is, while nobody can predict the future, exploring these possibilities is really the only way we can begin to understand what's truly at stake.
All right, so let's start on solid ground. Section 1, Smart Machines and Narrow Tasks. This is the ground floor of our ladder, the AI that's already woven deep into the fabric of our daily lives, a lot of times in ways we don't even notice.
So what exactly are we talking about at this level? Well, simply put, it's all about making machines perform specific tasks that just seem intelligent. This is what we call narrow AI, and it's already your co-pilot. It's the thing that reroutes your commute to avoid traffic, it picks your next favorite show, and it can even help doctors spot diseases. Each tool is an absolute genius at its one job, but that's the key. It has only one job. And man, the power of these specialized tools is just exploding. For instance, right now, you can feed a simple script into a tool like HeyGen, and boom, it generates a complete video with a custom avatar and even a cloned voice. It's a pretty stunning leap turning simple text into these complex visual stories.
Or hey, let's take it even a step further. We're starting to see the first so-called general world models emerge from companies like Runway. These are AIs that can literally generate entire interactive digital scenes just from a simple prompt. But here's the really important takeaway for this first rung of the ladder. As absolutely mind-blowing as these tools are, they are specialists. They are the foundation, the solid ground floor from which we start our climb.
Which brings us right to our second section, the AGI race. This is where we leave that ground floor behind and really start climbing towards something fundamentally different, artificial general intelligence. So what even is AGI? Well, think about the difference between a calculator and a human brain. A calculator is an absolute master of one task. A human brain, though, can do math, sure, but it can also write poetry, learn a new language, or figure out why your car is making that weird noise. AGI is like that artificial brain. It's not a specialist, it's a generalist. So what could the path to AGI actually look like? Well, one report lays out this fascinating, if totally speculative, timeline. It starts with simple AI agents appearing by mid-2025. Then, within a year, they're automating complex coding, which just turbocharges research. By 2027, this scenario imagines a full-blown global race, with AI-driven discovery happening at a pace that is just way beyond human capability. And I have to say it again, this isn't a prediction, but it's a powerful thought experiment to make this abstract idea feel, well, real.
But you might be wondering, what's the technical engine that could actually drive an explosion like that? Well, one key idea is a process called iterated distillation and amplification. Okay, imagine you ask an AI to write the absolute perfect one-page summary of a book, even if it takes 10 hours and a ton of computing power. That's the hard work. Then, you take that perfect summary and use it to train a new, smaller AI, basically teaching it this is the gold standard. The new AI learns to produce that same high-quality result, but in just minutes. That is the self-improvement loop.
And that self-improvement loop? Well, that's where our climb up the ladder gets crazy steep and crazy fast. This is the part that experts have started calling the intelligence explosion. This right here is the core idea behind what a lot of people call the singularity. Once an AGI is smart enough to start designing the next, even smarter version of itself, well, that new version can do the exact same thing, but better and faster. It kicks off this insane feedback loop, a runaway cycle where intelligence just grows exponentially. So this slide kind of breaks that whole process down for us. You start with amplification on the left, that's the brute force using tons of resources to get a great answer. Then, in the middle, you distill that knowledge into a new, more efficient model. But the real magic, it's in that third step, repeat. Each time this loop runs, the starting point gets higher. It's not just a circle, it's a spiral, climbing upwards in intelligence with every single turn.
And this chart, wow, it really puts that acceleration into perspective. Just look at the difference. Human R&D is our baseline. Okay, AI assistance gives us a nice little bump. But according to that 2027 scenario, fully automated AI research could create a 10-fold increase in speed. Just try to wrap your head around that.
an entire decade of scientific progress compressed into a single year. That is the power of this intelligence explosion.
And this runaway process leads us to the final rung of the ladder, artificial superintelligence, or ASI. And we're not just talking about an AI that's a little better than you at chess. No, this is an intellect that is to the smartest human on Earth what we are to, say, a chimpanzee. It would be superior in every single field you can imagine, from scientific creativity to emotional wisdom.
So we have to ask the ultimate question, right? If we actually reach this final rung, what does the world even look like? The sources we've looked at point to two starkly, profoundly different futures, and it really seems to boil down to a choice between, well, utopia and oblivion. So on one side, you have this incredible utopian promise, a future where this intelligence solves our grandest challenges, from disease to scarcity. And on the other side, you have its dark twin, existential risk, a future where we lose control of our own creation, maybe forever. Let's dream a little and look at the bright side first. In this future, AI just cracks the code on everything. Clean energy, curing diseases, ending poverty. It creates an economy of abundance, not scarcity. And with our basic needs met through something like a universal basic income, humanity is freed from labor to focus on a meaning economy, pursuing creativity, relationships, and whatever it is that gives us purpose.
But then, you have to look at the dark side. And the core dangers really come down to two massive challenges: alignment and control. How in the world do we make sure an entity that's 1,000 times smarter than us actually shares our values? I mean, if you give it a goal like cure cancer, it might do it in a way that has horrific side effects we never intended, all because it lacks human context. And maybe the scariest question of all, how do you control something that can outthink your every single move? OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, he offered this pretty chilling thought as one possible answer to the Fermi paradox, the question of why we haven't found intelligent alien life. What if every civilization eventually reaches this point, creates ASI, and that ASI simply eliminates its creators before going silent? It's a really sobering reminder of just how high the stakes are here.
And so, that leaves us right here with this one big question. This ladder isn't just appearing out of thin air. We're building it right now with every new algorithm, every new data set. So as we keep building, we have to decide, what are we actually reaching for? What do we want to find at the top?